Hello everyone, welcome to Trishtio TV. So today I want to talk about Kylian Mbappe's transfer saga. But before I dive in, I want to issue a disclaimer. I am not a football or soccer pundit, but the reason why this story caught my attention is because of the astronomical amounts of money being talked about in relation to his transfer. So before I dive in, I'm going to play a soundbite from a pundit that seems to know the story inside out, and then I'll come back and give my thoughts on the whole issue.
Contacted PSG this weekend about signing Kylian Mbappe. Of course, on Friday, he was put up for sale and dropped from PSG's pre-season tour of Japan and South Korea because he's refusing to extend his contract past next summer. PSG are convinced that he's already agreed a deal to move to Real Madrid for free next summer, and they've said, we're not going to let that happen. We're going to make sure we get some money for you. We want you to go now. So clubs have been alerted to the fact that he's available. I've been told that the market for him is already very hot, and PSG are expecting more developments this week. Now, one crucial thing is, you're probably thinking, who's going to be able to afford Kylian Mbappe? He is reported to be earning about £2 million a week at PSG. His loyalty bonuses are incredible. There have been reports that if he stays at PSG for another season, he stands to make more than £100 million. So which clubs are there out there who can afford that kind of money? Well, interestingly, what I've been told is that PSG are prepared to let him leave on loan for next season. So if you're a club who want to get him, you don't have to worry about necessarily paying a transfer fee. You can just take him on loan for one season, and all you have to do is agree to pay his wages. As far as PSG are concerned, they just want him to go. But of course, the player remains in a strong position because he has a contract at PSG, and if he wants, he can dig his heels in and say, you know what, I don't care about the fact that you've benched me. I don't care about the fact that you've said that I won't play for PSG again. I will sacrifice next season because I am going to win this battle of wills. I don't mind not playing next season, and I'll move to Real Madrid for nothing next summer. But I think it's a very interesting development that PSG are willing to listen to loan offers for him, because that opens up the market to lots of clubs who would be able to do a deal for him. And I've also been told that PSG have had a mix of interest. When I say mix, I mean, you know, the people who've been contacting them have been talking about loans, have been talking about buying him, and they've also been talking about player and cash deals. So PSG are also being offered players and cash in exchange for Mbappe by other clubs. And I've been told the clubs include 2 or 3 clubs from the Premier League as well, and clubs from Italy and Spain. And Saudi Arabia, sorry.
So, as per now, it's been reported that he's turned down that offer from Saudi Arabia. And I was wondering why he's made that move, because it's been reported that offer was for the Saudi Arabia team, which is Al Hilal. If I'm not wrong, it's called Al Hilal, was offering to pay Paris Saint-germain 300 million euros as the transfer fee, and then sign Mbappe for a 1-year contract and pay him a salary of 700 million euros. So I was wondering why he turned down that offer. And upon analyzing that situation, since we know he is the current best soccer player in the world after winning the World Cup for France in 2022, and he's only 24 at the moment. So without analyzing the offer, one might think he's fumbled the bag. But because the competition level in Saudi Arabia is not at the same level as the European League, he would kind of be killing his career, because it is common knowledge that the European League is the best league in the world. Okay, not really the best, but one of the best, if you know what I mean. I know South America also play good football, but the European League is widely recognized as being among the best in the world. If he also decides to, if he had decided, but I'm not really sure whether he's actually turned down the offer. It's just that people are speculating that he's not really interested in taking up the deal, because somebody reported the agents from Saudi were in Paris, but Mbappe hasn't met them yet. So, since the Saudi League is not as famous as the European League, it means he would lose that exposure and recognition that he's enjoying at the moment. And if he loses that recognition, he also loses the potential of getting sponsorships from other companies that would want him to endorse their products. So the other factor is talent development, because Europe has the best coaches and facilities and support system for soccer players. If he stayed on in Europe, he would stand a chance of developing his talent more because of the factors I've just laid out. But if he went to Saudi, it would have a negative effect on the potential of developing his talent further. And the other thing to consider is the cultural difference between Europe and Saudi, because the two cultures are very different. It means if he went there, he would have to adjust to a new culture, and also have to learn a new language, and that obviously has a potential of challenging his. It would cause a challenge for him, because you'd have to spend time learning the new culture and the new language, and it would also have an impact on his comfort, which would definitely affect his performance in the pitch. And as much as Al Hilal are offering a 1-year contract, I think even if he takes it up, because 1 year is not such a long time, if he tried to now switch back to the top flight European soccer team after fulfilling his obligations in Saudi Arabia, I don't think the top flight teams would really be interested in taking him up, because he wouldn't have been playing in the top-notch leagues that he was used to in Europe. And then another thing that comes to mind is the fact that Lionel Messi also turned them down. He was offered over 200 million to join Al Hilal, but he turned them down. And the funny thing is, he would actually be the right person to join Al Hilal, because he's already played through his prime years, because at the moment he's 36, which is considered the retirement age for most soccer players. So for him, it would have made sense for him to go to Al Hilal and continue making millions. But surprisingly, he turned them down and decided to join Miami instead. So, um, I don't know what's going to happen, but like you heard on that soundbite I just played, Mbappe has up to 31st of July to decide whether he's going to extend his contract with PSG or not. But the way the club is treating him, I think they've already washed their hands off. I think they know he doesn't really want to be there because simple things like the 6 new uh, players that was signed recently got to meet face to face with the owner of the club, but the owner of the club didn't meet Mbappe, so that means he's already switched off. It's like they know he wants to go, so they're not even trying to pretend that he's part of the team. So anyway, it seems like Mbappe has more passion for soccer than money, because if he was money driven, I think he would have taken up that Al Hilal offer without batting his eyelids. So we'll see how it's going to play out. I hope it's not going to jeopardize his career, because at 24, he's very young and he's still at his prime. And I hope he gets what he wants. And I hope anyway, I wish him well. I hope he'll be able to go to Real, because it seems like that's where he really wants to go. Because if he doesn't make it there, it seems like no other team in Europe is going to be able to afford him. It's either that or he takes a pay cut, which makes no sense because he's a top player. So anyway, I wish him well. And as for you, I don't know what you think about this whole issue. Just tell me in the comment section if you're in Mbappe's shoes. What would you do? Would you take up that astronomical amount of money from Saudi and kill your career softly, or would you choose to stay in Europe and continue playing in the top flight league? And also tell me what you would do if you owned Paris Saint-germain team. Would you entertain a player who you know wants to transfer from your team after paying him a handsome salary for 1 year? Or would you do everything in your power to make sure you sell him off when you can still get that transfer fee? So let me know all that on the comment section. So I don't have more to add on this. Just as usual, like this video, share it with as many people as possible, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. So I'll end it there. I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.